The first segment is stabbing in the dark because it's about the budget, which has just been released, but we haven't gotten a chance to look at it yet.
And you had the best stab. I think that you just plunged a knife in the dark, and you heard Josh Frydenberg go, "Oh, AFB, I'm down."
Has the budget been announced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it has been announced. What are you talking about? What, you think it's a surprise budget? They're just like, there you go. What do you think about that?
Pretty much.
That's how they should do it. That's how they can sneak it through.
Well, I don't know. I don't have it in my calendar like Christmas, Easter, and of course budget night. I can't forget that.
But he does have in his calendar the MyEFO report.
Of course I do. My ethos on life is important.
Miss, let's give you a little update on what the budget is like.
I'm the layman. Fill me in.
They announced the budget a bit before, saying that we will release a budget.
Yeah.
Before the budget is released, they give it to a bunch of journalists that go into like a locked room.
The newsroom. Is that what it's called? We went there in Canberra.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Hey, I took you on that little tour, and I said, and that's where they lock up the journalists for hope they starve.
He literally showed me that. It was like, look at all those desks that looks like an HSC, like exam hall. That's where all the news people go. And I'm just writing notes like, journalists can go into Parliament House.
Yes, I know.
But you know what it was?
Also pointing to a huge portrait and saying, "Who's that?" And it was John Howard.
That's not true. But you know what it was? You know what that tour was? It was the like, what's that? Jordan, give me the Simpsons joke. You must be 18.
Oh.
That was that.
Yeah, that was it.
What was the joke?
You walking around saying, "Wow, this is where the laws are made." That's because you trust your stupid school books. You want to know how laws are really made? You must be 18.
That was literally it. He was just like, I'm like, Gillard, like different prime ministers, just like, I'm just pointing there being like, he invented margarine. And then Jordan's there just like, smoking a cigarette being like, he was faking it. Like all the real news, it was great. Ooh. It was the opposite of my year 6 Canberra trip, which was the last time I was in Parliament House.
And I remember walking into the Senate and saying to you, Miss, we could bomb it. We really could.
Oh, shit.
Now that's cancelable. Panthera. No. But the best part.
But you could. There was
no one there.
Old
I will let you get on with this.
That you could easily overpower.
Dude, we could.
Hey, guys, you want to just walk you straight in there? I don't need to check your trench coat. I trust you.
We could have been that Chris Kenny guy, whatever his name is. We could have walked in there and just been like, this is Parliament. I could have sat there in like ScoMo's chair and pretended to be ScoMo and like, not listening on my phone. And he could have been in the opposition, be like, now listen up, ScoMo. We could have role played. No one would have cared. They probably would have come in and been like, well, they're sitting in Parliament. But I would have been role-playing
Chris Kenny, of course, because he is clearly the most important person there. Because he doesn't even have the money to go to Canberra and film inside Parliament House despite no one ever being in there. He had to get it green screened.
Dude, and quote, this is my quote. We were in Parliament House. He had to explain to me the difference between the Senate and Parliament House. I'm like, I'm learning. And we were in Parliament House, or the Senate, and I just remember just being like, what do you think's in all those books? You know how they have all the like books, like I guess it's like the law, all the law. And then like, he's just like, I don't know. I'm like, what did I say? Like, is it about billabongs?
No. How many of those law books do you think deal with billabongs? Quote, 3? That's when you need a real official tour guide to come in and be like, actually, you'll be surprised. It's 7 volumes.
Width and depth of a billabong. Anyway, great times.
Well, so that's what happens. They announce the budget. They release it first in privacy to like a journalist and the opposition. Journalists go through it, then eventually it gets released, and the opposition has like I think a day or like a few days or something to go over it and then have a debate about the budget, and eventually there's a vote in the parliament to pass it through. So right now it's the step where Frydenberg is going to lay it out to the public and to everyone else, and then we'll go through the debating process.
And having not seen it, what's the bet? What was your call, Ali?
Well, I'm just basing it on off the news stories. Well, I do know one thing, that there is a lot of money that's been made, and that's because of iron ore prices going really high. Throughout the whole pandemic. So Australia has made a killing. And guess who helped us make that killing? Surprise, surprise, it's China. We're still taking money from China, and a lot of it. But anyways, the other thing that there's hints about what's going to be in the budget is basically not going to austerity. So from what I've heard, it turns out the Liberals have abandoned the whole debt thing and now are, I think, they think that John Maynard Keynes is not that bad.
Right. I'm guessing that Josh Frydenberg was briefed on who John Maynard Keynes was.
I thought it was a singer for Tool.
Hey, he is. You got that one right, miss.
Can you imagine that? Just him coming into Parliament. Vicariously, I passed this law.
Look, I don't know who the lead singer of Tool is.
His name's.
So I assume it probably is John Maynard Keynes. We don't know what happened to him after he died.
I think his name's John Maynard Keating or something. Anyway, I don't know.
I for some reason I doubt it.
Yeah.
I'll find it out.
John Maynard Paul Keating, full name.
I think it is.
But so I don't know what's actually happening in the budget, but
your guess was that,
Is that close?
you know what? No.
what's the name?
This will shock you, but I don't think John Maynard Keynes had peroxide blonde, shoulder-length hair. We'll have to check the history books.
Well,
Maybe
get onto
go
that.
through a point of, after experimenting with economics, experimenting with progressive metal. Who knows? Progressive tax systems and progressive metal actually share a lot in common. Hey, we're out.
Are we?
Hello? Hello?
Hey, can someone tell us that
Have we
We
been?
were on air?
were we on air
Have
before?
were we on air?
What was the last thing you guys heard? Please. Nice work, Ollie. Okay, can you
10 out of 10 production.
Yes, they
As
could.
always.
They could.
Okay, we got it. We got it.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, you were saying Josh Frydenberg is, surprise, surprise, a bad person.
Yeah, that's what you missed. He said we'll be right back. He probably did. He probably got ASIO to hack in, just make sure they don't say anything bad about me. Okay, you can go back to talking about Japanese rice mash.
But sorry, one more question. I know you guys could hear, but could you see? Did we come back from the break with video or not? Is my question.
Is that just a audio? Was that just? Were you just listening to Move FM?
It only cut for about 10 seconds, so we're sweet.
Beautiful.
Well, yeah, you predicted, that in the budget, Josh Frydenberg will say, as you can see, we've had a tumultuous year with its challenges, and we have made a budget that reflects that. As such, we will be giving all middle-class Australians a $10 tax rebate that you have to apply for on a website that will crack.
You know what's one thing I heard from my one thing I heard from my brother was like, oh, maybe it wasn't. This probably has nothing to do with the budget. I really doubt that they announced this in the budget, but I was just imagining him be like, and point of order, if anyone wants to go out for ramen, you get $100 voucher for COVID each.
Hey, that's true. Actually.
Oh shit!
I mean, not $100, not ramen, not $100, but I think you get like $25 coupons.
No, it's
which
$100.
I don't get.
It's about,
you have to put in your address, and they tell me your address is not eligible.
Sucked in. You're too far
So
west,
good.
dude. There
Sucked
are
in.
your rent's
My
cheap,
GPS
but there are
can't find
fucking
you, and neither can the government.
dude.
May as well still live in Pakistan.
Yeah. You just moved to those Pakistani part of
It's
Sydney.
really, it was very annoying.
Yeah. So
you
there
guys
you go.
are.
So
You
I do
both
know
of you
about. I do know about the
fuckers
budget.
are.
Yeah. So Jordan, my treat, ramen time.
Oh, yes. Finally, we can get that hat that says Ramen King that is very overpriced.
Oh shit! Sandy just messaged saying that people have been using those vouchers for Friendly Jordy's tickets.
Hey,
Because
didn't
they're
even
an
know that was a
entertainment
thing.
scamming the
voucher.
system. You're involved.
Yes! Finally, the New South Wales government gives me an advertising budget. I'm there with yours and ours, baby.
What a
That's pretty cool.
the
is
government
pretty
is
cool.
bailing you out, bro. What do you think about that, huh?
They're not
You know what? I
bailing him
think
out.
Liberals aren't that bad.
Jordan's fans are scamming. No, they're not. Actually, no. Okay, I've just totally flipped that. You're right.
But you know, just on that scamming bit, though, I don't know, again, what the budget is going to be like. But one thing that I did read was there was record amount of money that was spent through Centrelink once the pandemic started. And all these conservative theorists were like, they're never going to go back. But without even increasing penalties or getting people to do income tests, most people slowly are moving away from Centrelink, which tells you that perhaps there's a very few amount of people that are serial dole bludgers, but most of the population use it when they need it and get off as soon as they don't need it.
Yeah, because I don't know if the Liberals know this, but being on Centrelink sucks.
Especially now. Not in our day. In our day, it was like when each of us was on it for a little while, it was literally just like you go in there once every week or 2 weeks and they're like, did you apply for a job? It's like, yes, look. It's like, looks like you just scribbled your signature and then hand wrote Dimmicks. Is that, shut up and give me, how about this? Shut up and give me my money. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're the boss.
Here you go, mate. Here's another week. That's how it was.
Yeah.
Now, I assume.
To be fair, I was like, I'm one of those people that got on Centrelink right after the pandemic and then got off as soon as my income went to a point where I could sustain myself. And it was still easy. But that's because I wasn't on Job Seeker. I was on AEST.
That's different.
Technically, I could still be on AEST, but then I'm comfortable enough not to be.
That's AEST's just like, good on you. You're studying. No. Here's a bit extra. JobKeeper now is kind of just like, how many lashings was it this week? 9?
Yeah.
That is so it now.
True.
Seriously, it's insane.
That's funny. But I like that system, though. But either way.
Yeah, me too.
You like it?
I wonder people are getting off Centrelink.
Either way, the whole dole bludger thing is a bit of a myth from, according to data. AEST is less than Job
Jordan's
Seeker.
covered that. I'm still dubious because I watch A Current Affair. But, you know, I don't know. I haven't delved enough into it.
I will say this. I did, for a long time, believe that the dole bludger idea was a myth. And then I started watching Spanian videos. And now I'm not so sure.
But no,
because
but you know what
it's kind of just a current affair, but cut out all of the cheap effects.
Yeah,
He's pretty much just telling you, okay, bro, this is hood logic. This is how you get a housing commission house. You say that you have anxiety. They can't prove that shit, bro. It's on your head.
But you know what? It's those people were always on
writing this
Centrelink.
down, dude.
Yeah.
Those people were always on Centrelink even before COVID, so their numbers wouldn't drop. They're just constant.
Yeah.
So only people that went on Centrelink were people that had genuinely lost their jobs. I bet a lot of entertainment people went on it. And the myth was that they just like it, but they don't. No one does.
Yeah.
No one likes to fucking smooch off the government.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah, that's not
but I
true.
do think that it is a
That's not true.
disproportionately small amount of people. However, I would like to know from our audience, poll time.
Yeah.
What would you prefer happen to dole bludgers? Them continuing to get the dole or them to receive a cat of nine tails? Because I'm really on board with your idea. As soon as you start paying tax, you sit there and you're like, well, why do I have to work? Why do I have to sit down and talk into a microphone every week?
And sometimes I
With
skip
my
them.
friend, with my best friends on earth. What? You're not too good to do this?
Yeah, we are in no position to be bashing on Centrelink. Like, we are the recipients of Centrelink, you know?
Well, you most certainly are a recipient of Centrelink.
Why?
I love that story. I know we've talked about it on this podcast.
yeah, I love
again,
this
but
story.
you are into the slow plateau of Friendly Geordies where we've run out of all of our best stories.
Oh,
Just
God.
recycling them like Adelaide recycles cans. But
It happens with every good channel. We're back at the beginning now. Like, in like 2 weeks, we'll be like, okay, we're moving from FBI. Hopefully. I love this place, but we'll see how we go.
imagine if next week we're back at FBI.
That would be fun.
This was all just a dream. And then
Well,
I wakes up and is like, wake up, dude. 2 out of 3 of the mics work this week.
Don't scare me because I would believe, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I confused, can I just quickly say this before you tell that story? I confused, I was driving down the road and I confused a dream with reality. And then I freaked out, and I thought it took me ages to realize it wasn't reality. And the only reason I realized it wasn't reality, I'm not even sure to this day, but this fact does refute it quite succinctly. I'm not at uni anymore or high school, but I must have had this intense.
Were you on DMT?
I think, I suppose that's what happens when you dream, but I swear to God, my dreams are so intense. I had this intense, reoccurring dream of that I was studying, and there was a few units, it was like year 12, there was a few units that I just never dropped. Like it was like extension maths, and it was like DMT, one letter away, but it was like DT, and it was like, I just didn't drop it, and I just kept building, and the assignments were, the teacher stopped asking me, but at a certain point, you can't drop it. It's like you can't drop it a month out. It's like you're just going to fail the subject. So I had like 20 assignments that I wasn't going to class. I was just like, I'll just keep ignoring it. And I was driving yesterday, like at 10 o'clock at night. I was like, oh God, fuck, I'm going to fail that unit. Driving. And like, it took me like a minute. I was like, that can't be real. I don't go to high school anymore. But like, it was such an intense fear. It has to be real. There's no one could be that fearful in a dream. And I'm still not sure, but I'm not at uni, right? I'm not in high school, right?
I've got news for you, Miss Love. Oh, you have repeated university. High school 13 times in a row. And every time you did the HSC, you got 69.
Wait, that's supposed to be bad?
That was my
Miss
UAI.
Love's books.
It was.
That's what you get for doing DT in year 12.
So is that just me?
What?
Do you ever have these
Dude,
traumas?
I had
every
the
second
worst
night?
one.
No, but do you?
At Jordan's house, I dreamt that I killed his dad. I'm not kidding. I was sleeping in his dad's room while he was in Dubbo or whatever he was.
Yeah.
And I woke up
that room.
scared that the cops are going to show up because I've killed Jordan's dad.
But did that come and haunt you 6 months after driving on a highway?
For like at least, for 20 minutes it haunted me, and then I realized it's okay. Snap
So
out
what
of
the
it.
hell's wrong with me? You have that where you're like,
No, but there's a lot of psychological pressure of staying in my dad's. He hasn't stayed there for, I don't know when he moved out, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of psychological pressure there. I swear, every time I sleep in there, I assume that I'm going to get a call at 12 in the morning. Hey, Jordan, I haven't spoken to you in a month, but you're not sleeping in my bed, are you? No, just ruffle around in the sheets. You are.
yeah.
You better not change the channel from A&E.
Dude, I have to say, every time I do lie in that bed, there's that. It's just like it's an SS death camp. There's an American flag draped over a fucking light post. There's an old radiator that doesn't work. There's a giant ad of like Campari from like pre-war. And there's some scary clown dancing around a peeled orange, and every time I'm going to sleep under the covers, I just look at that and I imagine him coming up like, you will die before you wake. Enjoy Campari for the whole family. It's like, I do like Campari, but don't rape me.
Yeah, it's a scary place.
Anyway, so you guys don't have reoccurring night traumas that in reality?
Not in reality.
So
you had a micro slip at the car, but the micro slip lasted 20 minutes.
No, it lasted like a minute. But like...
Wait, you were driving and you fell asleep and started dreaming?
No, I didn't fall asleep. It just hit me like a fucking... What do they call it? Like a flashback.
Ball?
Like a DMT flashback. Boom. I'm like, I'm gonna fail! Shit! No! And then I was just like, okay, wait, but you're not at uni. I'm like, just fuck off, reason. But we gotta sort this out. But you're not studying. Okay, maybe. Okay. And it's slowly calming down. Okay, maybe it was just a dream. But
No,
how could
that's
it be a
a
dream?
specifically you problem. But it's also your greatest strength in life, that you are the real life main character in Enter the Void. I think that as soon as you were born, it just flashed across the world. Enter. And as soon as you die, the void.
I reckon he's right.
Don't you think?
probably.
You've got a...
Anyway, I just had to voice that because it happened yesterday.
Yeah.
This happened yesterday.
We don't have a pipe, but we've got a vape. So how do you feel about that?
I'm still freaked out, dude. I'm telling you, like, how can one man have so much trauma about something that doesn't exist?
Did you do DT?
Yeah, but not in year 12.
Did you fail your... Well, you went to uni, so you...
I didn't fail shit. I just must have some
Catholic
deep
uni.
psychological trauma of being stressed about not passing some fucking unit in my academic life. Chill out, me.
Academic life.
Chill the fuck. Hey, I went to uni.
I know, but like, it's a bit of a stretch.
Oh, fucking lawyer boy over here in his fucking fancy lawyer slacks.
No, wait.
Come on, BA.
Digital
BA
media
is
studies is
congregate.
hard. I understand. Anyways,
Let's get the bourgeoisie. Come on, get all BAs.
I'm poorer than you.
Go to Holsworthy. Firebomb every house. One of them are his.
No, I'll do knock and run.
Anyway,
That's
tell
common
them about
over
how I
there.
bought my guitar. Go on.
Wait,
You should tell the story about your life. Because
Is this
it's so-
story better than mundane budget facts that I'm about to spew?
That's a tough question to answer.
Yeah, it really depends who you are. You're not going to enjoy it more, but I am.
All right, then
and that's
let's
the
do
real
it.
divide in our audience.
Let's do it.
You roll
Fuck,
off-
we're half an hour through with the point.
So good.
Quickly.
Miss Love's dream.
Well, what the fuck am I here for? I'm not here for budget stats.
So good. Yeah, and neither are we. We didn't look at the budget either. Miss Love's dream is more real than the budget to us.
Just tell the story, and then Ali can get his facts in. Go on. It'll be
Miss
fun.
Love was on the dole for like a year, staying at home, while his hard-working immigrant parents, that you could see the skeleton tips of their fingers because they've worked them to the bone, and they're saying to Miss, go get a job, while he's sitting there watching Dr. Phil in his underpants, eating Cheerios out of the cereal box, going, fuck off, Mum, I'm trying to look, fuck off.
This is a little obscured, but all right.
Is it a little obscured?
Well, I put it in a bowl. Anyway, the crux of the story is, I was like, yes, get a job. I'm like, I've just come back from Europe, and I was like, okay, I was like, fine.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? I just came back from a year-long holiday in my house. I have to get a job 8 months after I came back.
Why do I sound like the Rain Man? What is that?
The Rain Man.
The Rain Man.
I just thought you sounded like a dog whistle, but if you are a character, that's better.
But basically, I was like, I'm gonna get off the dole. Just let me fulfill the duty of every patriotic Australian that is on the dole. Let me fulfill my. It's not even what I want to do. It's what I have to do.
What was it?
Let me use the dole money to buy a guitar I can't afford.
and then after being on the dole for a year, he did.
Wait, so you saved up for a year?
I think it might have been no, maybe a little bit less, but
Well,
like,
how much does the guitar cost? Because we've tried to figure this out mathematically
It
the
was
other day.
cheap.
Christo and I were laughing behind your back as 80% of our conversations. and
dick.
Yeah, and
it was cheap. I got it for like
$5,000.
no. That's the money I spend now on music gear I don't need. Thank you very much. Shout out Ampeg, Quatsa. No, it was like $500,
Whoa.
which was a bargain. That's why I had to get it. I was like, it's a bargain, and I've still got it to this.
Do you use it?
Yeah,
Does it sound good?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it'd sound good.
it does. It's a great guitar. It's my sort of like, sorry, fuck. Let's get on to the business. But like, it was,
Well,
it's sort of
we're
my,
out of time.
it's sort of my guitar of like, oh no, I'm playing a shed again where I'll probably step on a rusty nail and get tetanus and won't get paid for it. Time for Old Faithful. It's that guitar.
And so you don't bring out the special 1960s one that you also bought for way overpriced.
$2,000.
Yep. That I don't think works.
Hey, fresh recruit wants to know, Miss, what guitar was it?
It was a Squire Tele Deluxe, but it was made in Indonesia. So not one of those crappy, Chinese-made Squires or Vietnamese. Hell no. Indonesia.
Yes, the good one, whose only exports is a form of instant noodle, I think.
All right, great story. But
Thanks.
first off, boys,
Let's
when
start
you
the pod.
Wait, one
Let's
second.
start, shall we?
Miss. When you guys keep your mics at the edge of the table, every time you move the table, it creates a horrible sound in the mics, and the audience hates it.
It wasn't
So
me.
keep
That
it
wasn't
over
that's really
here,
nice, though, Ali.
and
Thank you for informing us about
Stop, just move forward to speak. That shit.
All these rules. I'm having another
6
fucking
years later.
flashback from
6
school.
years later. Okay, so
Well, I feel like I'm just reading the broadcasting rules that are going on Today FM. What is this? We have to use microphones correctly.
Yeah, what the hell, dude?
it's like it's bothering me, so it must be bothering them a lot.
Fair enough.
Okay, so the budget. What I wanted to say was
Welcome to the pod.
the one thing that needs attention is look. The economy, in terms of just generating money, seems to be doing okay. The property market, I mean, it's a bubble or whatever, but still, there's money circulating. Part of it was the liquidity injection that the government put in, but because of COVID, we haven't had any immigrants, and that's causing a huge labor shortage in this country.
Again with
Big Australia, every chance you get.
No, this isn't about
Cramming it in there.
this isn't about getting more people in. This is about how to fix the issue.
You know how you solve
sure.
overpopulation? More immigrants.
Well,
And
try
don't
it.
invest in infrastructure. No need.
Try explaining that to like all the farmers that need fruit pickers or all the hospitality industry in Queensland that basically have no one to work for them.
Hospitality. Let that go. Let it go. Yeah,
Here's
let
another-
How many
hospitality
times
go.
do you
Make your
Uber
own
Eats?
fruit. What?
How many times do you Uber deliver get?
I made dinner last night. There's pasta in that fridge. I'm self-sufficient.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's true. That man lives
Some
in a shack.
business,
lives in an
some small
outhouse.
business owners and medium-sized business owners are having it tough.
Suppose I can't talk. I'm a small business owner, and I did need immigrants. So maybe it's true.
It's true. And there's like the labor shortage. So I'm guessing, and I'm hoping actually more than guessing, that the budget has some tax incentives or liquidity for businesses that have labor shortage issues. And I don't know if this can be part of the budget, but they should allocate some money to at least temporarily get some labor from, if not from like Pacific Islands or people, just like temporary labor that can come in and at least help pick the fruit. Because I'm not going there. Are you?
I would go in a heartbeat.
The fruit is going bad. The fruit's rotting.
I'd go in a
It's more of an
second.
attraction for Miss Love. Oh, it's on special. But why don't the Liberals live up to their, what's the word? Words.
Oh, people. Okay, wait,
And-
hold up. This opinion of mine is extremely unpopular.
Who'd have
Is
thought?
it? I thought that everyone in our audience loved Big Australia.
Nah.
No,
way.
no one likes big.
They live in Sydney.
Hey guys,
they
can we
live in
just know,
Sydney.
poll, how much of you like Big Australia and how much of you like Dick Smith's vision of Australia?
Which is like
where
poll
there's
at least
just
half the population.
700,000 peanut butter factories.
I think I know
Either
which
way,
one's
look.
better right there.
Some people are like fuck Australia. I don't know.
Fuck Australia in
Australia.
general.
I
Well,
like
that is
immigrants.
a
Tiger
really
knows
out-
best.
Huh?
His name's Tiger Knows Best.
Well, okay. If my like opinion is wrong about this, explain to me how the fuck is that fruit gonna get picked? Because we don't have backpackers doing it, and we export that fruit.
You know how? Everyone that works at Surrey Hills should get have to do a mandatory year.
Do you know what's funny? Mao did exactly that. It was called the Cultural Revolution.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
this-
this turned out great.
Well, this one's going to be called...
But you know what else as well?
Well, now the
It
uniforms.
is time for a cultural revolution. They really need to have their culture changed. At its core.
No, just a little bit of
Who
the...
Surrey Hills does.
Yeah, just a
Yes.
little bit of the, like, a change in scenario. I did my time. I did fucking 4 years in Lithgow, you know?
That's true.
Like, just go out there. It'll give you a fresh air, cheap rents, new perspective on life. There's not many...
Great stuff, Miss Love. Now they're going to be driving in droves to like Outback to pick fruit now.
Sounds good to me. What do
It's
you
so
say, Dickie?
easy to get that problem solved as well. You just put at the head of a farm a big sign that says "Big Day Out is back."
And just handwritten.
Yeah.
And not...
Authentic.
Big Day Out is back.
Yeah.
Here's a
Yeah.
Here's a
Hockey
pop-
Dad's playing. You just need to pick 20,000 mangoes.
Wait, someone just did a shout out to Ironfest. Oh, where was it? Miss Love, can you go to Ironfest in Lithgow by Roddle76? Send everyone to Ironfest. Some jousting would cure what ails them.
hey, hold up.
With picking fruit.
We've got
There's
some.
fruit near the jousting.
Is there?
I assume so.
I don't know if you can do that in an alpine climate. I don't know if. I suppose Orange is just 2 short hours away. Fair enough.
That's right.
Or by horse, a mere half a day.
By carriage.
Someone that seems to be working at an avocado farm just said that there seems to be no labor shortage over here. So maybe it's just ABC propaganda. Because I did read it on the ABC.
Yes,
Exposed.
and we just read in a comment thread that that's all lies.
See, this is just
and
what,
that's more reliable for sure.
this
No,
is,
I don't think so.
This is what the modern day media has come to. Lies propagated with lies. Where's the truth? I don't know. Maybe you all know.
All right, well,
And that concludes our budget analysis for 2021. You could learn a thing or two from this man, Ali.
that unfortunately,
Getting to the bottom of it.
unfortunately, that does conclude our budget analysis.